It's Albert Orange, and welcome to another episode of Pod by Orange, episode 73. It is Tuesday, December 26th. Boxing Day over in England, over at Essex, Tidingham, right? Westford, West Hamchester, Ford. Alright? I don't know what is Boxing Day. I assume it's a day where you either, play with boxes or you actually box. Which, I guess that's cool. I don't know what they do over there across the pond. Hey, for all of you new listeners out there, this is the show where I just say what is on my mind, okay? You might even say I get to speak my mind on this podcast. And, that's just basically what I do. I do have, like any other human, negative thoughts. Kind of like the Joker, right? But I try to keep those at a minimum on this show. That being said, oh boy, I got some stuff to complain about. It's the day after Christmas, right? And I'll recount a couple things about yesterday that were cool. But my mother decided to buy. Let me make sure it's still recording. Yes, my iPad is indeed recording. My mother recently got a new lamp. Let me see if a 511 floor lamp from Mainstays, right? The popular, home furnishing brand that you can find at Walmart, right? And so it's a 511 floor. This thing is so flimsy and it's so, plasticky, and yet it is still taller than me, which I just find ridiculous. But anyways, she's been asking me to assemble it so that she can take it out and replace the one that we already have in the living room. Although the box was in here inside my garage. And so she's been nagging me to keep doing it, and have you assembled the thing? Did you do it yet? Can you do it? When can you do it? It's like, Mom, can we relax for a second? I'm gonna do it eventually. Just relax. Can you calm down? I'm gonna do it. So I just did it now, like literally 5 minutes before I started recording. I said, you know what, screw it. It's here in my garage. I might as well just do it right now, as I let my iPad charge for a bit. As a matter of fact, it's still charging right now, but I just said, screw it, let's do it. And so it took me like under 5 minutes to assemble this floor lamp, as it's called. It's just a lamp, but it's got it's very tall, right? It's supposed to go in the living room and stuff. And it took me under 5 minutes, which is great. That's the power of commercial assembly, which is fantastic. However, it was very frustrating because, if I even begin to describe why it was frustrating assembling it, I'd have to I'd be talking for like 45 minutes nonstop about why exactly that was the case. But let's just say whenever I build stuff like this, like, assemble stuff like this, I always just get mad at the thing, like there's a cable that runs through the pole, and it was just like getting in the way of me trying to assemble the pole of this floor lamp, because it came in sections, but it was like the cable just ran through the pole, and there came a point where I was just like, hey, can you stop making life so difficult for me? I'm yelling at this inanimate object, just saying, can you stop making life so difficult for me? As if this inanimate object has any fault of its own for as if I didn't have my own issues that I created myself. I'm just taking it out on this piece of plastic that's supposed to run electricity through it. Anyways, so that was just weird. And so anyways, I get done assembling this thing, and I started going, wait a minute, there's no light bulb. Where is the light bulb? And I look around for the light bulb, and then I realized, oh no, what if, and I just began fearing the worst, and I look at the box, and it says, light bulb not included. And right there, I was just like, yeah, no, of course there's no light bulb included. I just spent, like 3 minutes that were just like so, I got angry while assembling this thing. Pretty much for no reason. I just wanted to do it quickly because my mother just kept going, hey, can you do this, please? Can you do this? And I want to do it, but I also don't. And so that's why I rebel against her and not do stuff like this. So, anyways, I said, you know what? There's no light bulb here, but I got the thing done, so I'll just go and record this podcast and just try to have a good time, even though I'm kind of getting angry while talking about it, but not really. I guess I'm just venting, just venting about what just occurred here in this garage. Anyways, I'm glad I could do that here, and I hope that you're all having a nice, wonderful holiday season. The floor lamp here is shorter than the one that we have in our living room. So I don't know why my mother wants to replace the one in the living room with this one. It'll just look awkward. So I don't know if, my mother can barely read, so she probably looked at 5'11" and thought that, that's tall. And she's also incredibly short, so she thought that 5'11" was probably, tall enough. But that's really not the case. The one that we have in the living room is like maybe 6 feet tall. It's definitely taller than this, and it works just fine. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just keep this one here in the garage. I don't know, but anyways, I hope I hope you've enjoyed that. Whatever this is, a rant. Is it a rant? I don't even know what a rant is anymore. It's not just a guy just going on and on about something that he doesn't like, is it? I don't know. I don't know. But I hope you've had a very nice Christmas, you listening. Let me tell you about my Christmas. It was fun. I think it was fun. Um, what did I do? I guess this year's Christmas was a little bit different because we didn't really hang out at my cousin's place like we usually do. But my one of my little cousins did come over to our house to spend a couple of hours on Christmas Eve over at our place. The situation was a little different this year, so but yeah, I mean, we watched the Grinch and Dora the Explorer. We watched, what else did we watch? Hotel Transylvania. They were all on Univision and Telemundo, so it was dubbed in Spanish, but that was all right because we are bilingual intellectuals, so we knew what was being said. We watched the 2000 like the year 2000 movie The Grinch, right? Like the one released in 2000, which is a really weird name for a year. Just the year 2000. What year were you born? Oh, I was born in 2000. That's strange. You need the 2001, 2003, 2000 whatever, 2013, whatever, right? I mean, 2000 is just weird. 1900 and 1800, stuff like that. That's like, that sounds a little bit better. But if you were born on the year 2000 or even just 1000, that's just like, who wants to say that they were born in the year 2000? I mean, that's just kind of boring, It's just a weird number to, I don't know. Anyways, what the heck was I saying? So, yeah, we watched the Jim Carrey one, which, it was funny because the joke that was in there, that was like, when he's talking to himself and like the echo that he's using in the like he's talking back to his own echo in his cave, right? And he says, I'm an idiot, and then the echo says, you're an idiot. That gets me almost every single time, and it got me this year. So that was funny. I'm pretty sure it was like shortened down to like made for TV length, right? Because I'm pretty sure like they skipped out on a couple of songs. Were there any songs in that movie? I think so. Like I'm pretty sure Cindy Lou maybe had like a scene where she sang for a bit, and that wasn't in there. So, or maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I'm not sure. But anyways, that was a great time, and then afterwards, I went over to my cousin's house for a little bit, and I spent like an hour over there with my aunts. They gave me a couple of presents. They gave me chocolates. They gave me some money, as they always do, which I appreciated very much. And I gave a couple of presents to my cousins, and I gave a Lego set to my older cousin, who's in high school, and I gave her a Lego set, and which she it was very strange because you wouldn't think that teenagers would really like Lego sets, especially for my cousin. I almost never know what to get for my cousin, but she really liked it. And I gave my little cousin a book on the Revolutionary War, the American Revolutionary War, that is. And it was really cool. I thought it was a cool book. He didn't, apparently, because I guess he doesn't like to read, but it was one of those DK eyewitness books. I don't know if anybody listening to this is familiar with those books. It's I don't know what DK stands for. DeKalin Metcalf. Oh my goodness! What a coincidence! I'm wearing a DK Metcalf jersey right now. I'm wearing, and it's a throwback jersey, the retro one that they released earlier this year. It's the one I ordered, and it's DK Metcalf jersey, and I'm wearing this, and I'm talking about DK Eyewitness books. What a coincidence! Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm wearing the good old number 14 right now. We might even get to talk about the Seattle Sitch, later in this podcast. Who knows? I'm saying too much, and I don't like that. Every time I say I'm gonna flick myself in the face. Okay? That way it'll be like the Pavlovian effect, excuse me, where the experiment where you ring the bell every time, like if you have a dog and you want to feed it, you ring a bell every time you want to feed the dog, and then you do that a couple of times, and then eventually every time you ring a bell, the dog's mouth just starts salivating, and which is pretty gross. I don't really want to do that with my dog because he's gross enough already. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. Every time I say I'm gonna flick myself right in the face, maybe like right in the cheek, maybe right in the nose. I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna flick myself right in the face, and I'm gonna get right up close to the microphone on my iPad so that all of you could hear it. So every time I say right? Like for real, not like what I just said, Anyways, what was I saying? Right. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me get up close to the microphone here. Okay, I'm gonna flick myself right in the cheek. Okay, there we go. Maybe, I don't know if you could hear that. Oh my goodness, I did it again. Okay, here we go. Alright. That kind of hurt, and I'm gonna be feeling it for a couple of minutes here. I'm just gonna keep flicking myself in the same spot on my cheek, and then that way I could condition myself. That's what it is. It's conditioning myself to not say the you word all the time. Okay? So I was saying DK Eyewitness books were my favorite books to read in my childhood. It was the perfect combination of being able to read stuff, but also like picture books. You know what I mean? So it was a picture book, but you could read there was material on there, and it was wild, and it was easy to read, and it was just so. The experience was so. I'm not sure. What the word is. Oh my goodness! I said it again. I said again. There we go. The experience was just so streamlined. I'm not sure if that's even the right word, but it sounds right. And I loved the presentation of it. You got to learn actual stuff. I remember I had this one book about rocks. It was just this small little pocket book about rocks from DK Eyewitness Books. And I read the entire thing, and the pages were hard, actually. Like, they weren't paper. It was actual like cardboard, It was actual, it wasn't paper, right? Like, you couldn't fold the pages. Like, you actually had to, like, they were hard. Like, you could flick it, right? Like that. Like, I just flicked my finger on the table. And yeah, it was just this small little pocketbook, and the rocks on the pages were just, oh my goodness, I said it again. Oh my goodness. Here we go. There we go. This is the episode where I slowly turn crazy, because I harm myself on this podcast. I'm gonna stand up because I feel like me sitting in a chair is it's making me restricted, or feel restricted. Oh my goodness. I said it again. Let me get a good one here. That wasn't good enough. Okay. That stung. That stung a little bit. So anyways, I hope you're all enjoying this. I hope you're all enjoying, I said it again. Oh my god. Ow. Okay. Anyways, I hope you're all getting entertained by me just slowly going crazy. That's all this podcast is. It's just me slowly going crazy. Because that's just, I guess, who I am in person. Just who I am. This is who I've always been. It's just me being crazy. Right? That's all anybody ever is. It's just, people are just crazy. Anyways, so I got my cousin that book because I liked those kinds of books, and I saw it in a library, in a local. No, it wasn't a library. It was our local bookshop, and they had a good selection of those kinds of books. It wasn't just the Revolutionary War. It was also the Civil War. It was ancient Rome. There was one on natural history. No, not natural history. Natural disasters. National parks. There was one on insects. There was this one that was like the encyclopedia of everything. And there was this bigger, much bigger, heck of a lot more pages, book that I considered getting that for my cousin, but I didn't want to give him too big of a book because I knew that he wouldn't really want to read it all. because he's not really the biggest reader like I am. But if anybody got that book for me, like, I would read it in a heartbeat. I really would. I'm trying so hard not to say the U word. That's what the title of this episode is going to be called, the U word. So anyways, I love, shout out to DK Eyewitness books. I love those books. I want to get every single one of them. They had, oh my goodness, they had a few books on Star Wars. And that's how I knew everything about Star Wars before reading before even watching any of the movies. I knew the entire plot of Star Wars, and I knew all of the characters' names and the names of the planets. I knew all of the stuff before even watching the movies. Now this was back before the sequels, the sequel trilogy, and oh my goodness, I said the U word. There we go. Flicked myself twice on that one. I saw the first Star Wars movie back in 2012. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Let me do it again. Okay. Yeah, 2012 was when I saw A New Hope. Right? For the first time. The original trilogy, and then the prequels. Yeah, I saw all of that in 2012. I think that's right around the time Disney bought Lucasfilm. Oh my goodness. It's so easy to say like it's almost like, hold on, let me flick myself again. It's almost like saying just kind of like makes me think. You know what? There's like this argument that I'm having in my head as I'm talking, which is like saying all the time is annoying. It's annoying because I find it kind of annoying, but also because I think that's what other people don't want to hear. But on the other hand, it's like, you know what? Screw other people. Why can't I just say all the time? So, I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to Google it or something. Does saying actually make you like think better? Is that a thing? 'Cause like I'm trying to talk here, and every time I'm like telling myself not to say I can't really like it's like harder for me to like it's like a mental block. It's like if I don't say I'm just focusing on not saying and then I can't just, continue to talk about whatever I'm talking. But anyways, yeah, I knew the entire plot of Star Wars before I even saw the movies, and that was thanks to I said it again. That was thanks to DK Eyewitness Books. DK Metcalf Eyewitness Publishing. So, yeah, shout out to that company for making my childhood. I used to read those books all the time. Now I just read boring stuff like chess books and I said it again. Okay. My cheek is gonna have a bruise in the morning. It's so easy to say, it's so easy. It's so easy. Why is it so easy? Shout out to that company. And I hope that my little cousin will actually read that book, because it's the Revolutionary War. I mean, he gets to learn about our origin as a country. He gets to learn about muskets and ships and Benedict Arnold, that traitorous scumbag. He gets to learn about our great leader, our founding father, George Washington himself, our hero, our first president, our great leader, arguably one of the greatest leaders in the history of the world. Right? Because he, not only was he a military general, and he brought us into the independent nation that we are, and it wouldn't be possible because of him, but he set the precedent for being a president, okay? He said, I'm doing one term. Well, first of all, he didn't even say that. He said, you know what, I'm winning this war and I'm going back to Mount Vernon to live out the rest of my days with Martha Washington. And don't worry, I'm gonna flick myself. There we go. And literally everyone was like, no, can you please be our leader here? And he said, fine, but if I'm going to be leader, I'm not a king, I'm not a monarch, I'm not going to be, anything else. How about just president? How about president, right? Which is, at the time, that was a modest term. Because if you were a president, you were like president of, I don't know, the local baking society or something, the local poker card, my goodness. Here we go. The local card games society club, the local book club, you were the president of those. You weren't president of a nation, but that's what he wanted to be known as. And everybody started calling him Mr. President, and that was just... And then he said, you know what, I'm doing 4 years, and I'm out, I'm going back to Mount Vernon. And everyone was like, no, can you please do for another time, please? Then he was like, fine, I'll do another term. And then he did another term. He was what was it? What's the word? Unanimously elected? Is that the... He got 100% of the vote both times. In both, I guess, elections that he had, with really only himself on the ballot. He got 100% of the vote. Nobody else even considered voting for anybody else. And by anybody else, I really mean white men who owned land, right? That's pretty much everybody who could vote. But if you had families, then the wife could also maybe convince the husband or something. I don't know. So, anyways, but yeah, that he got 100% of the vote, and that's, both of the terms that he's had, and hopefully my cousin can learn all about that. Hopefully he can learn about the, oh my god, how many flicks is this? Hopefully he can learn about King George III and the tyrant that he was, and he can learn about, why we are just better and superior to everybody else in the world, because we are America, and the British can whine all they want, but when we have freedom on our side, ain't nothing that can stop us, okay? So it'll be good for him, if he decides to read it, of course, which I'm not sure. I'm not sure that'll happen, but one can only hope, and I am hoping that that could happen. Anyways, so that's what I gave him for Christmas. They gave me chocolate, which was nice. I'm gonna spend maybe a month eating all of this chocolate, because it's just so much chocolate that I got. So, and I hope that I already had maybe, how many chocolates did I have today? 8? I'm just gonna say 10. About 10. About 10 chocolates. I'm done for the day, because I literally did just brush my teeth and rinse my mouth with mouthwash just for this podcast, right? Because I don't want to chew gum, because I think that you might hear it, even though you probably won't. But I still want to be presentable, right? So I don't want I hate talking with my breath. If I feel like my breath is gross, smells gross, even just the slightest hint of bad, if I think it smells even just a little bit bad, then I get self-conscious, and I hate talking that way. So that's why I brushed my teeth and used some mouthwash. So just for the podcast, So anyways, I almost said almost, right there. I felt myself doing it, about to do it, and I caught myself, and now I don't get to flip myself. So that's cool. Anyways, I did get a present from my father that was a puzzle. It's a jigsaw puzzle. It's a jigsaw puzzle that features Superman fighting some sort of green guy, and it's 1,000 pieces. It's 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And the whole thing is, let's see, I was able to construct I'm not done with it yet. It's 1,000 pieces, but I was able to construct all of the edge pieces, and I was able to put them all together. And so the whole thing is about, it's 2 feet wide, or 2 feet long, and maybe a foot and a half in height. So it's how many inches is that? 24 by 18 inches, something like that. But it's 1,000 pieces. It's 1,000 pieces. 1,000. And I barely have the edges constructed, put together. And I've got, speaking of America and the revolution and stuff, and patriotism, right? I do have a couple of these American flags. It features a whole bunch of American flags. So I have three that I constructed, that I was able to put together. And I got part of Superman's face in the back of his head. I got part of his logo on there. I got this green guy that he's fighting. I don't know who he is. He looks like he's got a green costume on with like a purple thing on his abdomen. He kind of looks like the Green Goblin. Like he could be the Green Goblin. But I don't know who this guy is. I'm not into Superman and really any kind of superheroes. I like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. I was never really into Superman or Batman or really anybody from the DC. I guess I can appreciate them a little bit, but my dad just got this, I guess, because he thought it was cool. And I do think it's really cool. I actually do think it's cool. But, and I actually do like putting together jigsaw puzzles and stuff like this. But this is going to take me so long because it already took me like maybe 3 hours just to put together the edge pieces. The straight edge pieces, right? But now I've got this sea of just you know, just nothing, just colors and just I've separated the darker looking pieces. I said let me flick myself again. The darker colored pieces from the lighter colored pieces and stuff, but that still is getting me nowhere, and it's a lot. It's just a sea of jigsaw pieces. So this is gonna take me a couple of days, for sure, a couple of days to assemble. And, you know, I think it might take me a lot faster. I said, again. I think it might take me less time if I actually looked at the, oh, god damn it, oh my god. If I looked at the actual picture that's on the box that it came in. But I'm making it a personal challenge to construct the whole thing without having the reference. Because that would just be too easy. Anybody could do that. That's kind of the whole point. I want to do it just by looking at the pieces and see which ones go together, which ones don't. Because it's just more challenging that way, and because having the picture there would be too easy. Because you would look at one piece and you already know where it goes. The mystery is kind of goes away. But here, oh boy, I got all the mystery, you know? So that's great. And I like this this thing. I'm gonna flick myself again. I like this thing, and I like jigsaw puzzles now. This is pretty fun. It's 1,000 pieces. This is gonna drive me crazy. Crazier, I should say. But it's fun. I also really like Legos. I actually bought 3 sets of Legos. Big sets too, okay? Actually, 2 of them were big sets. The other one is just like kind of a smaller set. It's not a small set, but it's a medium sized set. But now I've got a lot of Legos in my room, in my bedroom, and I've been building a whole bunch of stuff out of Legos, and that's actually going to be something that you can expect coming soon to the channel. I'm gonna mess around with Legos, and maybe even, recording myself playing with Legos. It's gonna be a series that I do on this YouTube channel. So, keep an eye out for that. I think it's gonna be. I think it's such a great idea, and in my mind, it's just such a fun idea. And I have the Legos, and I have more than enough pieces to do what I want to do. And I feel like it's gonna be a jolly good old time. Did that count as an or a? You know what? I'm gonna be benevolent to myself. I'm gonna give myself a pass right there. Okay? So yeah. Legos and jigsaw puzzles. That's jigsaw. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. Jigsaw. Jigsaw? Is it jigsaw? What? Have I been saying jigsaw this entire time? Jigsaw. Jigsaw. Jigsaw? Is it jigsaw? Jigsaw. Now I'm just saying Jix. Jixaw. Jigsaw. Is it? But it's spelled Jigsaw. Jigsaw. Not jigsaw. Jix kind of sounds like a racial slur. Look at those jicks coming in here, taking all our jobs. Those stinking jicks. Jigsaw? Is it jigsaw? I don't know what it is. If only I could look it up. I don't have a smartphone anymore. I have a dumb phone. Anyways, we don't need to go into that. My iPhone did kind of die on itself. Just kind of had an aneurysm, and I'm gonna flick myself here. Wonder how many times I did that so far. I don't think I'll bother to count when I listen to this recording. So, anyways, what was I just saying? Gosh dang it. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm looking at the TV right now. It's on PBS. Actually, I don't think it's on PBS. It's this channel called Create, but I think it's related to PBS. Let's see what's on PBS. Actually, let's see what's on PBS Kids. And it's just commercials. It's on commercials right now. PBS is kind of underrated. Oh, Finding Your Roots with Henry Low something. His name got cut out right there. So, alright, that's cool. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't know. I guess happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I don't know. I took the time to watch the Charlie Brown Christmas special that they released all the way back in, what was it, 1966, I think. Was it 1966? Was it 1966? Or was it 1962? I think it might have been 1962 or 63, something like that. I might, you know what, I might be off, but it was in the 60s. And apparently that special was paid for by Coca-Cola, and which is weird because they don't, I don't think it was really used for advertising. Or maybe they put commercials in there, like they had the special, but you know, every time it would go to commercial break, they'd have an ad there. I'm not sure how that works, but it was paid for by Coca-Cola and it was produced by Coca-Cola. And I hate that I'm saying Coca-Cola. I hate saying Coca-Cola, by the way, because I think all soda is just evil, right? So, but it was paid for by them, and it was supposed to air on CBS, and CBS hated it so hard. They just hated on it, and they were like, you know what? Coca-Cola is paying us to put this on our channel, so we're gonna take the money even though nobody's gonna watch it. Ain't nobody, not a single soul, as Mark Maron shows up on my television screen, finding out what his great aunt Jemima was doing way back in 1922. Ain't nobody gonna watch this Charlie Brown special, but we're gonna take the money anyways. And we're never gonna have another Charlie Brown special on CBS ever again. And Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts and Charlie Brown and stuff, he was like, alright, cool. Bill Melendez and Lee Mendelson, the guys who worked with him on making the special, they were like, alright, CBS, cool. That's cool. And the special aired, and everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. It was critically acclaimed. It was wholesome. It was the perfect thing to watch with the family. It was a smash hit, bro. And CBS was like, bro, we gotta... Yo, Charles Schulz, can you make another one for us, please? Please. And they ended up doing like 30 more. So it was a smash hit. And so I saw that, and I thought it was all right. I think when I first saw that for the first time, I thought it was like the greatest thing ever made. Now that I look back on it, it kind of isn't. It was kind of short, but I think it was meant to be short. I don't know. It was kind of underwhelming seeing it. These days, I just said again, but I don't know. It was still cool. It was still all right. Anyways, we're gonna have to end this episode soon because I don't want my cheek to bruise. Is this crazy? Would this even work? Maybe I just need to just tell myself to just shut up every time I say you know. I also say and right. Just these and like, these filler words. I just did it there, right? Right? Oh my goodness. Once again, is it really that bad to say filler words? I kind of get and because it's like, what the heck is that? But it's also, it kind of just makes you think, I don't know, maybe, I don't know what the science is there, but that's my hypothesis. Saying and that makes you think, and that makes you carry a conversation a lot better than just silence. Is that the case, or is it just, have I just been doing that for so long that it's just, I don't know, my brain just does it just because that's what I've always been doing. Is that a thing? What does science say about it? I'm not sure. We're going to have to end it soon. But I just want to say, hey, thank you for listening to this show. Thank you for deciding to click on this 73rd episode of Pod by Orange. I hope you have enjoyed it. I'm going to be recording 2 more episodes by year's end, so be on the lookout for those. I'm going to record episodes 74 and 75 in the next coming days. I think I'm going to record 74 on, let's see, today's Tuesday, so if I record 74 Thursday and 75 Saturday, then, and New Year's Eve is Sunday, so I could probably do that, or maybe I could record 74 Thursday and 75 Friday. Or maybe I could just do 74 tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I'll make it work. I should have recorded an episode yesterday, but I didn't. So here I am on Tuesday. But you know what? I will make it so that 75 is released on New Year's Eve. How's that? So maybe I will record Saturday. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Anyways, all of that aside, thank you for listening. I hope you have a good day. I don't know what else to talk about. I guess I did want to talk about the Seattle Seahawks for a little bit. I'm gonna flip myself again. Oh my god, I did it again. My cheek is actually starting to hurt. I'm going to talk about the Seattle Seahawks next episode because I think I'm only going to talk about it for a little bit because I'm not an expert, but I will talk about a couple of the games that I've seen, my experiences with those, and yeah, I'll talk about the Monday night win against the Eagles and the win against Tennessee on Sunday, Christmas Eve, which was a great game. So yeah, I will talk about all that in the next one. So until then, thank you for listening. I hope you've had a great Christmas and a great Boxing Day, right, for all of you English sons of guns over there. Jeff Goldblum is on my television screen. And PBS, shout out DK Eyewitness Books. I will finish this episode in a couple of seconds. Thank you for listening. And until next time, take care.